colleague recently introduced me to the concept of the hero's journey. This is a popular narrative pattern that is used in film, drama, and storytelling, and it describes the different stages in a hero's adventure as they go about achieving great deeds and ultimately saving the world. You will recognize this narrative in many of your favorite films and stories, like Luke Skywalker's quest against the Empire, Frodo's journey to destroy the ring, or even Alice's adventures in Wonderland. The formula goes something like this. The hero embarks on an adventure, leaving the normal world and crossing into the world of the unknown to win a decisive victory and bring home a reward. This got me thinking. Each organization's path to successful innovation is, in essence, a hero's journey. Just like the hero, the innovator starts their journey within the comfort zone of the normal world, the business as usual world that they know well and have mastered. All journeys, the heroes or the innovators, start with a call to adventure. This is usually an external force that shakes up the situation in the normal world. For the innovator, this comes in the form of an unsustainable market dynamic. Their business as usual world is disrupted by new technologies and startups, or there are regulatory changes making it impossible for them to maintain their current sources of revenue. All of this makes the innovator very uneasy and painfully aware that it is time for change. However, the hero initially refuses the call, overcome by the fear of the unknown and doubting their ability to take on the challenge. Similarly, an organization that wishes to innovate will face resistance to this change from within. But as more stakeholders in the organization become aware of the situation and the pressing need to move fast, change will become inevitable. At this stage in the story, the hero comes across a seasoned traveler of the worlds, a mentor who equips them with the training and advice needed to cross the threshold and complete their quest. This is where Gandalf or Yoda come in, ready to share their wisdom and guide the hero through their adventure. If only innovators had it that easy. Mentorship in the business world looks slightly different. For starters, there aren't any supernatural powers or magical amulets. But there are industry experts, consultants, and other startups who've launched businesses in similar markets. The innovator can turn to them for guidance or collaborate with them. Now, equipped with the mentor's guidance and their own will to succeed, the hero and the innovator are ready to cross the threshold and begin their adventure into the unknown. For the innovator, this means that they've committed to the change and have zeroed in on a growth opportunity that they want to pursue. But before they can proceed on their quest, they must face a few tests to prove themselves worthy. They must also forge alliances in this new, unfamiliar world where the logic seems topsy-turvy and the rules are completely different from the normal world. For the innovator, this is the time to step out of the shadows. The only way to navigate this new world successfully is by sharing and testing their ideas with consumers, customers, and partners. They'll face some knockbacks and hear some tough messages, but eventually, their ideas will emerge bigger and better, and they will have formed new allies who will help them dust off and get ready for the next adventure. The hero and their newfound allies now prepare for the first major challenge, perhaps a pilot launch of their new venture. Suddenly, it gets very real as the risks and the costs start to increase. At this point in the story, the hero is faced with their deepest, darkest fear, their moment of truth. And what is a corporate innovator's moment of truth, you ask? A decision from the investment committee on whether or not to fund their new venture would come quite close. And so, armed with the results of the pilot and an investment proposal, the innovator pitches to the board to acquire funding to scale their new venture. Now, for a first taste of victory. If the proposal is accepted, the funds are unlocked and the innovator can start building the team and preparing for launch. There's celebration, of course, but there's also a sense of lurking danger. At this point, it's critical that the hero keeps their focus and drives towards completing the adventure, returning from the new world to ensure that the treasure is brought home. Bringing the reward home in corporate innovation means capturing momentum by scaling the new venture quickly. The new venture will face one final challenge on its road back. For the hero, this is one last sacrifice that leads to a moment of rebirth. For the innovator, this is typically when the corporate needs to decide what to do with the new venture and how it should sit within the business as usual world. Having completed their adventure, the hero and the innovator now return to their normal business as usual world. But this time, they're armed with the treasure, their learnings and experience from surviving this journey into the unknown. So even without the magic and mysticism of the hero's journey, the innovator's journey is just as dramatic and thrilling as the hero's. I think the key message is that having the courage to cross the threshold into the unknown will always be an enriching experience. The question is, do you want to be the one to answer that call to adventure?